Hi guys, welcome to another of our convention hopper interviews over here. My name is Paul, we're here at ConBravo 2015, and with us we have Phelous and Obscurus and Alison Pregler, aka Phelous and Obscurus Lupa. Welcome to ConBravo and welcome to the Toronto area. How are you guys enjoying your stay around here?
It's been a lot of fun.
You guys enjoying yourself?
Yep.
Is this your first time in the GTA, or have you come here a few times before?
I was around Toronto once visiting a friend who lives in the area. So.
Yeah, I actually recall you mentioning that you had gotten a few of your bootleg zones toys from Toronto Chinatown. Yeah. Do you enjoy this? And do you enjoy the town?
Yeah.
Do you get
It's a bit crazy, like right in Toronto. But it is fun to visit.
Definitely, yeah. How's ConBravo treating you guys? I believe this is your first ConBravo.
Yeah.
Is this yours?
This is my first year. Yeah.
How's the con treating you guys? How's it comparing to some of the other cons you guys have been to?
It's a lot of fun. I mean,
they're
sort
really
of bending over backwards to be very polite and very accommodating, so it's great.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Well, let's maybe talk about some of your shows and such. I've noticed that you've kind of made a bit of a jump between the things that you've been reviewing, between like the horror stuff, and now you're kind of doing more animation and such.
Yeah.
Which do you find you actually get more enjoyable content from? Which do you find you get better jokes from? Which do you just enjoy more watching?
Lately.
Professional.
Yeah, great. Lately I've had more fun with the animated stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't drop the horror movies completely because I know some people really enjoy those.
I loved your horror movie reviews, but honestly, I find that a lot of your best jokes have been coming from your animated stuff. I show your Lion and the King review to so many people. Like honestly, I love the jokes from that. Similar question to you, Alison. A lot of your side stuff recently, aside from your action movie reviews, has been manic episodes of TV shows that I know that you like. Do you prefer the episodic sort of stuff that you review versus just watching a movie a couple of times and making notes, or do you prefer a movie? Do you prefer to look at a movie when you look at the stuff you review?
It just depends when I'm doing it, honestly.
Yeah.
I find that it's easier to not burn out when you have a variety of things and formats to work with, because anytime you're just doing a movie review weekly and that's all you're doing with the same format, you're going to get pretty tired of it pretty quick. So I like doing both. I like the episodic ones because they're shorter and there's a lot of like just quick fire jokes to throw in there. It just depends.
Do you guys have a favorite joke from each other's shows? Like, do you have a show from Phelan that you actually found really, really worked for him, and do you have a joke from Alison that you found really sort of...
None of her stuff really works.
Do you have a favorite joke from him, or are you just gonna go with the same things?
I like you take a Coke and and you take some Skittles and you get Mac and me.
I was actually going to ask you guys. Your first review was undefeatable. Your first review was Mac and me. Do you have any reasons as to why those were just the first ones you went to?
I think we probably have similar reasons. Go first.
Yeah, Mac and me I chose just because around that time a friend got me to watch it, and it was so silly. I was like, alright, well, I've been toying around with maybe doing a video review for a little bit because I wanted something I could do by myself after Mortal Comedy was getting increasingly harder to film to get people around. So like, I wanted to do something solo, and Mac and me came up and said, alright, that seems like a good silly one to choose to start with.
Sweet. And were there non-Cynthia Rothrock reasons involved for Undefeatable?
I didn't know who she was when I did it for the first time. That's what started the whole thing.
Because I've seen in your show you're actually such a fan of hers. Like I've noticed you really, really respect her work, and I thought maybe that might that might have been a driving reason, but that's pretty impressive that just got you started on something that you just got into so much.
Yeah, well, it just happened to be the only movie I had on my computer at the time.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know anything about like So Bad It's Good movies, martial arts movies, Cynthia Rothrock. It just sort of, that's what started the whole thing. And when I went to a video shop I used to buy them from, they just happened to have a ton of Cynthia Rothrock movies, and I'm like, oh, she's the same one that was in Unfeedable, so I bought a bunch of them, and that's what sort of started the whole thing. And I've learned a lot more about it since then, about her and martial arts.
So it sounds like a lot of the opinions that you put forward in your reviews are actually kind of organic to you then. They're just sort of conclusions that you've come to from just watching the movies as you go.
I learned as I went along. I knew nothing about it when I started. I just thought, like, I want to try this thing and see if it works.
Yeah, that's really cool. Do either of you guys have any, like, you just said that you had just thought about creating a movie review show, but what was the sort of idea, what was the sort of moment for you guys where you thought, wow, this looks like a really, really cool thing that I could do, and maybe at some point I could put this together? Like, was there a moment for either of you guys, like a thing that you watched, a review that you watched, that just made you guys really, really want to give this a try as well?
Well, it was just because I'd been creating other videos before that, and mostly it's like I wanted something I could do on my own because I like creating, but it was taking too long basically to get people together for other filming things. So like, one of these video reviews would be fun to do. And, I wanted to do movies because I thought games were being a bit overdone.
Yeah.
I do like doing some games once in a while.
Yeah, a lot of your Resident Evil reviews and stuff like that. Yeah, those are fun too. And for you, was there a review that you watched from somebody that made you really, really want to just give this a shot?
It wasn't really a review. It was the first anniversary on the glasses.
Oh yeah?
It was, well, I like acting and I like performing and I like watching movies, and I thought that would be something fun to do, and I thought it just seemed like a nice circle of people to be able to do a similar thing and maybe work with them, and that's sort of how it started.
How is your relationship with your Channel Awesome former coworkers? I've read some of the blogs and such like that, but just the people that I know you to be friends with, like Brad and stuff, how's your relationship with everybody as it stands? I know a lot of people have gone off and done their own things, and I just want to know, like, are you guys still keeping in good contact with one another aside from crossovers and such?
I mean, we're still friends with everyone. We still like working with them and talking with them, and we've been friends with them for 5 or 6 years now, so
yeah,
they'll still remain our friends even if the video thing just doesn't happen anymore.
One of the things that actually kind of drove me to Channel Awesome and watching was all you guys, like the relationship you guys all had. I thought that was really, really neat. Do you guys have any advice to anyone who might want to start doing their own, I know it's a little late in the game, but do your own internet reviews and such like that? Do you have any advice for anyone who might just want to get started on this thing that you guys have been enjoying doing?
Choose something you have a genuine passion about, or else you'll get bored with it pretty quick. I know a lot of people just kind of think, oh no, I can throw a few of these together, I'll be famous. Pretty soon. It doesn't work that way.
I look at some of the earlier videos and such, and it's just like, wow, it does take a while to develop an audience, and it's a lot of respect for you guys for actually like just building this audience and just being so funny with what you guys do. Just saying, you guys have given me a lot of great times watching you guys.
Well, thank you.
Return to your point. I'm sorry for cutting you off there.
No, you're fine. When you first start making videos, it's going to be terrible, no matter what, because all of us started out really terrible. But if it's something that you feel like you're passionate about, keep going. It's not going to make you super famous. It might happen, but it might not. You just have to do it because it's something that you enjoy doing, and build from there. And you can find what works best for you and what your voice is and what you're passionate about.
Yeah. And realize how many parts there are to making one of these things, like the writing and the filming and the editing. Like, you gotta be good at a bunch of different skills, basically.
And there's a lot of things you don't think about until you start, like sound and lighting are big things that people don't think about until they actually start filming. They don't realize it's not going to look like how you are in the room. It's not going to sound exactly like what you think it sounds like.
Exactly. Yeah, so there is a lot more to it than just, you know, you can't just point a camera in front of yourself and just go on and on about a movie for a while. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just got the knock saying that we're running out of time, unfortunately.
Okay.
But thank you guys for having this chat with me. It's been a great chat. It's been great talking to you guys, and have a good one, guys. If there's anything you want to say to your fans out there before we sign off?
I'm so sorry.
Game on, gamity gamers.
All right, this has been Paul from Mixie Studios. Have a good one, guys. See you later.